Hey, Smacker Squad, get in here, come in here, and join us, the Smacker family. Today, we're going to be doing a recipe, a rump roast. And if you know anything about a rump roast, you would know it's the toughest, roughest part of the meat. So, I just want you guys to hold on to your seat tight. And let's go for this ride, and let's make something tough to attend on. So, what we're going to do is what we always do. We're going to go to the other side. We're going to go over the basic ingredient, you guys, and I'm going to show you how I do what I do. And in the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Do your part so I can keep doing what I'm doing. And our channel offers a variety of specialties. We not only do food, we do desserts, we do dinners, we do side dishes. So we just did a crab cake egg roll. So check that out when you get the opportunity. Check out our whole channel, you guys, because we have some delicious recipes that uploads daily. So we're just gonna go hop into the other side and stay on the ride. Okay? Okay. Okay, you guys, so we're back. And what we're going to be doing right now is preparing our meat. We're going to prepare the meat so that this tough piece of meat can tenderize. So, first up, what you want to do is it's a beautiful piece of meat. I want you guys really just to see it, you know, how good it is. But so I'm taking olive oil and I'm going to massage and rub down this meat because it's going to help what the olive oil does. It will help act as a binder. So you want to put a few drops, a drizzle, and you want to get both sides. You want to make sure that you rub the sides around and make sure everything is covered. Just give it a nice rub. We're doing two rump roasts, so we're going to do both of them side to side around and make sure that the rump roast is fully covered in olive oil. Then we're going to take the fork and I'm going to punch holes in so that after I season, it can go back in the refrigerator and get time so that the seasoning can kind of penetrate and go through. So we just gonna take our time and pulverize this front roast per se. You could use a mallet and kind of give it a little tender touch to it. But I'm just using this fork right now, you guys, and punching holes in it, just trying to penetrate. So we're going to do that and start seasoning the rump roast. And we're going to go over each seasoning one at a time. So we're going to start with the salt. And I'm going to use the salt because if I'm being mindful when I'm cooking, always start off with salt because salt has the ability to crack open cements. It can get rid of stumps in trees, actually. So it has strong powers enough that it can penetrate this rump roast. It's the opener to the other seasonings to help the other seasonings be a receiver. So we're going to use salt, and then we'll be using Montreal steak season, which is one of my favorites to use on different recipes other than steak because they have strong flavors and it really comes through. And surprisingly, a lot of people are surprised that I put this on a lot of things, but it's one of my grand poobahs of my recipe. We also will be using seasonal parsley flakes, onion powder, and you just want to make sure. I'm going in very heavy with this onion powder. I love onion powder. So it's one of my preferred flavors to use. That's our seasonal, and that's our garlic. One of the other heavy seasons would be garlic. I'm going in heavy with, and I'm showing you guys the brand of Montreal steak seasoning. And I put onion powder on just about everything. And Morton salt. But you guys, truly, you use what you have in your home. Adobo is another season that I'll be using, and black pepper. Basil is another seasoning that I'll be putting on. And basil seems to season like tough meats very well and gives it a nice flavor. So, in a lot of like tougher meats, I use basil. And we're going in with a little red pepper. Now, this red pepper, don't think that it's going to be hot. It's not. It's just going to add a little spice to it. Red pepper is not as hot as people think it would be, but it gives a nice spice blend. Now, remember, you guys, to make sure you get all sides of this rump roast. You know, you want to make sure even the sides, the corner, the back sides, and you just proceed to do this all over the rump roast. I'm going to be letting my seasoning sit in for overnight and let it penetrate. So you just have to love your meats. You know, take time with your meats. Love your meats. Because the next thing that we're going to be doing, we want to have a sear, put a sear on this meat. We're not just going to pop it in the oven with aluminum foil. We want to lock in the flavor. And I put the salt on first, you guys, because if the salt can crack up a seasoning, it definitely can crack the lump. Okay, you guys, we just braising this meat before we cook it. We're gonna braise every side of the meat. So now we're getting ready to set the meat up. You have to take your tongs and set the meat up like that to get each side of the meat. And what this is going to do, when we say braise the meat, it's like a browning, but it's also going to lock in. So when we slow cook, it won't just run all out. It's going to sear the meat. So we're going to take 10 minutes on each side and sear the meat. And we're going to come right back after we braise the meat real good. And I'm going to show you how to slow cook the roast so it's tender. And we're going to braise it on every side. And so you will have to turn the heat up on a high flame. The heat is on high. We'll be right back. Okay, you guys. So this is how, when you braise meat, you're browning it. But that skin he creates, it locks in the juice from just running out as you slow cook it. And it locks in enough juice that the meat stays tender. So you want to brown everything and texturize, braise it, sear it, however you sear it, wherever you are. That's what you want to do. And you want to lock it all in. So you want to get that meat a full skin before we start adding anything else in. It's almost there, but you want to get it like this on every side of the meat. So you want to have some nice tongues, and they're only $1 at the dollar store, so that you can get a good grip on it and get a good burn on it, a good sear on this meat. See how that's charred on that side? And sometimes you might need to hold it up. I have 2 rump roasts in the pan, and I'm putting a nice sear on it, or people say a browning, however you want to say it. And we're going to just start adding in our onions. I will add a little water in here. Put some onions in there. And we're going to do this in the Dutchess. We're going to start cooking this down. It's going to create a little juice. And that's what we'll make our gravy out of. We'll be right back. Okay. So now we done seared our meat on all sides. We've browned it on all sides. There's nice sear. Nice sear here. We're going to lay them down. And we're just going to add a little water to the pan. Enough just to cover the bottom. Not a lot. And what we're going to do is we're going to slow cook this. And you can look in there and it already has made, from the browning, it makes its own gravy. So we're going to put just a little bit in there, enough to slow cook this. I'm going to take the flame from high. I'm going to take it down to a low simmer. So there go the flame on high. And we're going to just turn that on down to a low simmer. Just like that. And our ruby red Dutchess. So there you have it. And we're going to add in our top. And we're going to slow cook this bad boy to perfection. Okay, you guys. So I've added a little 2 tablespoons of cornstarch into some cold water and made a little slur for the gravy. And now I have took the liberty, while that was slow simmering, I cut up some potatoes and carrots, and I'm going to add the potatoes and carrots in now. I have it on a slow simmer, and I have my phone set for a couple of hours. So in a couple of hours, the rump roast is almost tender. So that's why I'm adding in the potatoes, because it's almost done. And I'm just going to add those in, and on this slow simmer, the gravy will thicken up. And you can make the gravy to your desired thickness. I like my gravy a little thick. So if it hasn't thickened up by the time it finishes cooking, I'll just add some more cornstarch in. Forgive me, guys, it's very late and I'm trying to get this video in. I'm gonna put on the top, and I'm gonna show you the flame. We're cooking it like a consistency like you would do a slow cooker. a crock pot on top of the oven, you guys. It's in my Rolls Royce of the pots. It's in my Duchess. I call her the Red Duchess. And baby, I taste the rump roast, and it's delicious already. It's not quite as tender as I wanted to get, but it's getting there. Okay, you guys, so I'm showing you the pot. I added in like 4 tablespoons of flour, and I whisked it from the original juice. I added in a little more onion powder and season oil. If you don't have season oil, accent or all-purpose seasoning, you guys. And there you have your gravy. And I have it on a slow simmer, just simmering. Now I extracted the rump roast. I put it here in this pan. And what I'm going to do is just take one out and show you just how tender this baby is. Now remember, you guys, look how pretty that meat is. That this is the most toughest resistant part of the cow. So we're going to take it out. And here's our potatoes. I also extracted those. I cooked them approximately 3 hours slow with the rump roast. Well, I put the potatoes in about an hour before finish time. And we're going to extract this roast. This one. Now, you guys, I just wanted to show you just how moist and tender this roast is. You don't even have to slice it up. I cooked this to where it just falls. Okay? Okay, you guys. So here go the setup. I want you to just look at how this meat looks. And it tastes delicious. Cooked it all in the same pot. We have our gravy over here. Still cooking in the pot, thickening up. You guys. And I'm just going to go in and pour this gravy. So I want you to see how it looks before I pour it. And after I pour it. This is the finished touch of the pot roast. And who wouldn't want some of that, baby? This pot roast is not tough as nails, baby, but it's shreddable. It comes apart as you're cutting it. Look at that. Look at that right. Look at that right there. The toughest part of the beef, and it shreds right up. I'm telling you, the Duchess did her thing. She did her thing. And there you have it. Rump roast and potatoes, all cooked in carrots at the same time. I didn't have a lot of carrots, but baby, she good to go. And there you have it.